Oh God, this is really, I can't say that. I remember skipping school and watching Erin Brockovich. I grew up in northwest London. I come from quite a big family and I'm the oldest of 6 children. I always thought that whilst growing up, in order to set a good example for my siblings, I should probably pick a career that I could earn lots of money from. I went to uni in 2006 and I began studying early childhood studies. I knew that it wasn't for me, but I was trying to go into a career that people would respect. How did I get into filmmaking? I guess it all started off from photography. I decided I wanted to get into photography initially, so I taught myself how to use a DSLR. I did it all via books and YouTube. Had a few bookings here or there, learned the art of photography. I felt like I was doing photography as work and not as a passion anymore. So I kind of pushed that to a side and used those skills I'd learned with photography to start making film. My first job was a good few years ago. Somebody had asked me to do a show reel. Initially I was a bit apprehensive. I didn't want to be doing any form of film work for money, but he was insistent, so I did it. It's still out there somewhere. There were so many issues, one being sound with that show reel. And I think from the get-go, I learned that film isn't just about visuals. It isn't just about content. It's not all artsy. There's a lot of technical stuff. So I started my own company, Filmmaker Brown Media, in September of 2014. It had been something I'd been meaning to do for a long time, but knew it'd be difficult. I one day just decided to go onto Companies House, because that's how you start, and register my business. I didn't even have a name. It was all very spare of the moment. It was like, oh, I'll just use my surname, Mackenzie Brown. It seems to have worked so far. However, I'd advise people to really stop and think before they do it and do their research. It's not that easy. You've got your product, what you sell, so mine is film, but then you've got so many other bits to keep up and incorporate company. You've got to do your finances, you've got to maintain your staff on whatever level you can. You've got to be sure that your digital presence is there and it's there in the most professional way you possibly can have it there. I'm not a businesswoman, I'm not trained in accounting or anything else, but I've had to teach myself a lot. I've had to pull in a lot of favours, and there are some wonderful people out there who have helped, but you have to have the confidence to go out there and ask. I very much so believe in asking for help, and if you look at some of the most successful people out there, they have asked for help along the way, and you have to do it. So one of the reasons I had set up as a company was to be able to build a team, build a crew, and offer people experience, whether it's paid or unpaid jobs. And I've got a great team at the moment, all very female. I don't know how that's happened. That's one thing I didn't want to do initially. During shoots, one thing that I often stumble across is lighting. Generally a nightmare. There's always times where it's just too dark. Another thing that I find really difficult with filmmaking would be the time constraints. Everyone wants their product as soon as possible. This is something that people don't like to talk about and like to tiptoe about, but I genuinely believe that when people find out that I'm a female filmmaker, they want me. When they find out I'm a female filmmaker who's black, that seems to even work better for them, and they want me to do their work. I'd say the proudest moment in my career to date is having an article written on me by Girls Talk London earlier this year. The people that are in front of the lens, they get all the recognition and they're praised for what they do, but that moment was really nice. It was nice to be able to express what I do. I was proud that people cared. The piece that I'm most proud of making is called XX Vote, that I did with the Youth Media Agency. It was such a challenge. We began shooting it on a Monday and the film was done by a Friday. One camera, one lens, a very small cast, and it sent out a really positive message. So I'm going to be starting on a new project with the Sickle Cell Foundation, and I'm going to be making a 20-minute documentary. Somebody has come to my company with this idea, and that's generally how we work. People bring the content to us and we produce the visuals. I'd say the ultimate project that I'd like to work on in future would be a documentary style project that's personal to me, and the ultimate aim would be to have it on Netflix.